The 8th of April 1942 near Hamadan, Persia. You are standing at a critical juncture in the Second World War. The Polish Second Corps, a fighting force reconstituted from soldiers freed from Soviet prison camps, is moving south. They are a ghost army survivors of an impossible journey heading toward a new fight, a new hope. The landscape is vast and unforgiving. Sunday bleaches the barren hills. Dust chokes the throats of men. These soldiers had already endured unimaginable suffering. They carry the weight of a nation erased from the map. Near the town of Hamadan on this day, a group of Polish troops halts their convoy. They are men of the 22nd Artillery Supply Company. They are tasked with the deadly logistics of war, supplying the heavy guns, moving ammunition and stores across thousands of miles. A crucial job, a hard job. Suddenly, a young local boy approaches the column. He carries a small burlap sack. Inside the sack is a creature, a tiny Asiatic brown bear cub. His mother was recently shot by hunters. The boy needs money. The soldiers are instantly captivated. The men pool their funds. They exchange a handful of Persian currency, a few tins of preserved meat for the orphaned cub. His fate is sealed. He is now part of their company. A strange comfort in a desolate land. Irina Bokiewicz, a young Polish refugee traveling with the troops, takes the cub under her wing. She helps to care for him in the first weeks. He is fragile. He is small. He needs constant attention. The soldiers improvise a feeding schedule. They use an empty vodka bottle, a long roll of cloth to fashion a makeshift nipple. He drinks condensed milk with gusto. He is an immediate success, a mascot, a living diversion from the brutal reality of their existence. They name him Wojtek, a traditional Slavic name. It means joyful warrior. This is a powerful foreshadowing. He travels with the men. He rides in the cab of the transport trucks. He sleeps in their tents. He learns their routines. He becomes a soldier in spirit, if not in rank. But as the convoy moves toward the heart of the British Mandate in Palestine, the cub rapidly grows. His dietary needs change. His character develops. He begins to eat fruit marmalade, honey, and a large amount of beer. Beer becomes his favorite reward. He accepts lit cigarettes from the men, which he promptly eats. His behavior is endearing. His presence is unique. Wojtek is not kept caged. He is a free-roaming member of the unit. He engages in wrestling matches with the soldiers. Sergeant Piotr Prendis, a veteran gunner, becomes his closest friend and primary handler. Their bond is deep and immediate. The bear learns the human command structure. He recognizes the voices and faces of his company. By late 1942, the Polish Second Corps is ready for deployment to the European theatre. The campaign in Italy awaits, but there is a problem. The military rules of the British Eighth Army are clear. Only officially registered military personnel and equipment are allowed on the transport ship. Wojtek is a bear. He is not equipment. He is not a man. He must be left behind. The soldiers of the 22nd Company face an impossible choice. Leave their friend or find a way to take him to the battlefield. They choose the latter. They must find a way to formalize the presence of a bear in an army marching to war. How do you issue a service number to an Asiatic brown bear? The Polish Second Corps is preparing for the voyage to Taranto, Italy. The year is 1944. The stakes are immense. The landing point is Egypt. The final destination is the Italian front, where the toughest battles await. The soldiers of the 22nd Artillery Supply Company will not leave Wojtek. Their bond is unbreakable. He is more than a mascot. He is a moral anchor. He represents a piece of home, a piece of sanity in the chaos of war. They approach the highest ranks of the Polish command. They make their case. The bear, they argue, is an essential part of the company. His presence boosts morale. His antics relieve stress. His growing size also makes him a powerful deterrent. The officers consult the British military authority at the port of Alexandria. The rule is firm. No animals. Only men and materiel. The Polish soldiers are resourceful. They are desperate. They devise a creative and unprecedented solution. Wojtek must cease to be an animal. He must become a soldier. They draw up official paperwork. They register the bear into the Polish army. His entry is formally recorded in the unit registry. They assign him a rank. He is now Private Wojtek. He receives a paybook. He is given an official service number. His rank is clear. His status is now equal to the men he travels with. The paperwork is completed with absolute seriousness. This clever maneuver satisfies the military bureaucracy. The rules only prohibit animals. They do not prohibit Polish soldiers who happen to be Asiatic brown bears. Private Wojtek is now officially aboard the troop transport ship. He sails across the Mediterranean Sea with his company. He endures the same close quarters and the same anxieties as every man in the Polish Second Corps. His journey is a testament to the Polish spirit of perseverance and defiance of the impossible. When the company lands in Taranto, a new chapter begins. The Polish Second Corps is tasked with seizing the formidable German defensive line, known as the Gustav Line. Specifically, the men are destined for the Battle of Monte Cassino. This is one of the most brutal, prolonged engagements of the entire European campaign. It is a grueling fight for the control of a strategically vital monastery fortress. The terrain is mountainous. The German defense is fanatical. The casualty rates are staggering. The 22nd Artillery Supply Company must now perform its most dangerous task, transporting heavy artillery shells up the winding mountain roads under constant German fire. These are large, high-explosive rounds. Each one is heavy. Each one is volatile. Wojtek is not just a mascot now. He is a soldier in a combat zone. His physical strength is immense. His loyalty is absolute. The noise of the guns, the constant shelling, the smell of cordite. None of this phases the bear. During one particularly heavy period of fighting, a constant stream of shells must be moved from the rear to the forward firing positions. The terrain is uneven. The work is backbreaking. The men are exhausted. It is here that Private Wojtek performs his most documented and most legendary service. He watches the men load the heavy crates of 25-pounder artillery shells. He understands the function. He observes the method. Wojtek begins to assist. He walks up to a crate containing 4 high-explosive rounds. Each shell weighs approximately 40 pounds. The crate itself adds considerable bulk. He grips the handles or wraps his massive paws around the wooden box. He lifts the crate with ease. He carries the ammunition from the trucks to the gun emplacements. He never drops a crate, he never complains. The men witness a bear performing the duty of a military porter, a bear carrying lethal ammunition directly into the face of enemy fire. This is not a trained circus trick. This is a deliberate action taken in a moment of extreme military urgency. The men are inspired. Their energy is renewed. Their morale soars because of the unbelievable sight of a bear acting as a loyal ammunition bearer. The sight of Wojtek carrying these crucial supplies becomes a defining image of the Monte Cassino campaign for the Polish soldiers. What greater challenge could the bear possibly face? Wojtek's actions at Monte Cassino solidify his place in the annals of Polish military history. His role is no longer a matter of morale alone. It is a matter of demonstrable service under fire. The constant movement of heavy ammunition is critical to the success of the artillery units. He is directly contributing to the Polish victory in the battle. The sight of the bear carrying shells is verified by multiple soldiers and officers. It becomes a legend in its own time. British officers serving alongside the Poles hear the reports. They are astonished by the accounts of the large brown bear acting as a loyal logistician. This service is formally recognized by the command structure of the 22nd Artillery Supply Company. The company commander makes an official decision. Private Wojtek has earned a permanent place in the unit's identity. To commemorate his unique and vital contribution, the company changes its official insignia. The new emblem features a large bear carrying an artillery shell. This image becomes the official symbol for the 22nd Company and is painted onto their vehicles, their banners, and their uniforms. This is a powerful moment of acceptance. The bear is integrated not just socially, but symbolically into the very fabric of the military unit. He represents their strength, their resilience, and their unusual journey from the deserts of Persia to the mountains of Italy. Throughout the Italian campaign, Wojtek continues to be an integral part of the unit. He is not confined. He lives among the men. His daily life is a blend of soldierly routine and animal behavior. He is a companion, a playmate, a guard, and a symbol. His routine involves sharing meals with the men. He often sits down at the table and eats with them. He drinks large amounts of water from a discarded jerrycan. He still enjoys his reward of beer. His wrestling matches with the men become a favorite pastime. He learns to execute a bear hug with surprising gentleness. He is aware of his own strength and never harms his comrades during these playful scuffles. These bouts serve as a constant source of humor and physical relief for the tired soldiers. Wojtek is also a successful guard. One night while sleeping in a supply depot, he apprehends a spy. An unauthorized civilian has infiltrated the camp attempting to steal ammunition. The man is startled by the sudden sight of a massive bear. Wojtek immobilizes the thief by simply standing over him. The bear does not attack or maul. He merely detains the man until the Polish guards arrive. This act further cements his value beyond mere companionship. As the war progresses and the Polish Second Corps continues its advance, through Italy, Wojtek moves with them. He sees Salerno, Naples, and Bologna. He is a constant presence, a stable point in a world of constant motion and danger. The war, however, must end. The collapse of the Axis powers draws closer. The attention of the world begins to turn toward the question of post-war reality. What happens to a soldier bear when the fighting stops? How do you transition a unique military identity back into a civilian existence. The end of the war in 1945 brings no easy peace for the Polish Second Corps. Poland is now under Soviet domination. Many soldiers refuse to return to a communist-controlled homeland. They choose instead to remain in exile. Wojtek travels with his company to Great Britain. The soldiers are stationed in Berwickshire, Scotland, at a camp near the village of Hutton. The massive brown bear, a veteran of the Italian campaign, arrives on British soil. He is still officially Private Wojtek, a Polish soldier. His arrival creates a sensation. He is an international oddity. News of the soldier bear had already preceded him. Local people and the British press are fascinated by the bear who served in combat carrying heavy shells. Wojtek is treated with respect and curiosity. He continues his routine with the soldiers. He marches in parades. He is a key figure in the camp life. He is showered with attention and affection. His appetite for beer and cigarettes remains unchanged. However, the transition back to civilian life for the Polish soldiers is difficult. They face an uncertain future. The military unit begins the slow process of demobilization. The question of Wojtek's future becomes urgent and complex. He cannot remain a soldier forever. The Polish Resettlement Corps is established to help integrate the men. But there is no resettlement plan for a 7-foot-tall, 400-pound Asiatic brown bear. He is nearing full maturity. He is a wild animal with deep bonds to human beings. The decision is made with heavy hearts. The welfare of the bear is paramount. He needs a safe, permanent home where he can be properly cared for. The company realizes they can no longer provide the proper environment for him outside of a military structure. In 1947, the time comes for the final separation. Wojtek is formally discharged from the Polish army. His service record is impeccable. He is moved to the Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland. The zoo agrees to take him in and provide him with lifetime care. The farewell is emotional. The men of the 22nd Artillery Supply Company visit him to say their final goodbyes. Private Wojtek is now a resident of the zoo. Life at the Edinburgh Zoo is different. He is placed in an enclosure. He receives excellent care. But his demeanor changes. He appears subdued. He misses the constant companionship, the noise, and the action of the military camp. He misses his friends. The zoo staff notes an interesting pattern. When former Polish soldiers visit the zoo, they often call out to him in Polish. Upon hearing the familiar language or seeing a familiar uniform, Wojtek would instantly come to life. He would stand up to greet his friends. He would sometimes even share a cigarette offered by a former comrade. He lived out the rest of his days at the Edinburgh Zoo. He passed away peacefully in December 1963 at the age of 22. Wojtek's life becomes a symbol for the entire Polish Second Corps. His story represents their unique journey, their courage, their loyalty, and their exile. He is a testament to the strange, unpredictable nature of war and the deep bonds that can form between soldiers under the most extreme circumstances. Wojtek, the soldier bear, is honoured throughout Poland, and the UK numerous statues, memorials, and plaques are erected in his honour. He's remembered not just as a mascot, but as a genuine Polish military veteran, a true comrade in arms. His legend endures, a powerful reminder of the extraordinary human spirit and the loyal bear who helped them carry the burden of war. But what specific details were later revealed about his final moments that demonstrated his continued military attachment? Wojtek's time at the Edinburgh Zoo, while safe, was marked by a distinct difference in his behaviour compared to his years on the front line. The men who cared for him knew the bear was more than an exhibit. He was a veteran separated from his unit. His keepers confirmed what the Polish soldiers already knew. Wojtek was highly socialized to human interaction, particularly interaction rooted in the military context. He recognized the tone of command. He responded to the familiar Polish language. One documented detail from his time at the zoo speaks volumes about his military identity. Visitors and former comrades reported that if a zookeeper or a friend called his name and offered him food in the same manner, a soldier might issue a command. Wojtek would often respond with a military salute. He would raise his paw to his head, a gesture he learned by watching his human comrades for years. This was a behavioral echo of his time in service. His fame grew steadily in the years after the war. The story of the bear who carried ammunition at Monte Cassino was a perfect blend of the bizarre and the heroic. It offered a moment of levity and inspiration in the grim aftermath of a global conflict. The Polish authorities in exile never forgot him. He was a registered soldier. His service was official. He received posthumous honours. Wojtek is one of the very few animals in history to be formally recognized with the rank and status of a military service member. His legacy is maintained by Polish veterans associations and military history groups worldwide. They ensure that his tale is passed down to new generations. They use his story as a teaching tool to illustrate loyalty, sacrifice, and the often surreal realities of military service. Monuments stand in his honor across Europe. In Krakow, Poland, in Edinburgh, Scotland, and in other locations, his image cast in bronze serves as a lasting tribute. These statues invariably depict him standing upright. He is often shown carrying a heavy artillery shell, the iconic symbol of his wartime service with the 22nd Artillery Supply Company. The story of Private Wojtek is more than a historical curiosity. It is a powerful narrative about identity and belonging. The Polish soldiers adopted an orphaned cub, and in doing so, they affirmed their own identity as a nation in exile. They made him a part of their own family, their army, their hope. Wojtek repaid that loyalty with his service, his companionship, and his enduring legend. He faced the same dangers they did. He carried the same burden of war. He demonstrated that loyalty and courage transcend the boundaries between species. He lived as a joyful warrior and died a respected veteran. His story is a permanent fixture in the history of the Polish Second Corps, a constant reminder of the soldier bear who marched to war and carried the shells of victory.